Alright, hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this news video. I am the Ninjaneer, and the topics for today are as follows. Accelerator program is over! Local news is the best news. Elon's pay package negated by the Delaware court. Things I liked. And that is about it. Let's go ahead and jump in. The Accelerator program filled its slots less than a day after I suspected they might fill them sooner than later, my last news video. It seems only a year ago that the Accelerator program began, and on the heels of another solar company doing the same sort of scenario and eventually failing, people decided that Aptera would also fail. That was a premature conclusion in my opinion, as is the conclusion that they will definitely be successful, but they are much closer, in my opinion, to the successful side than the not successful side. At any rate, while I agree that pessimism is easier than optimism sometimes, I am glad the naysayers were wrong. With more than 33 million raised as the last slot filled, Aptera is now allowing those that made it into the Accelerator program to vie for position. I have a particular number that I want to try and make happen for my particular Accelerator slot. But the ability to compete for the number you want has already allowed the program to knock on the door of the 34 million mark. I'll put a little picture up here as to where they are now, but as of the recording, as of the typing of this particular script, it was at very close to the 34 million mark. All in all, I would say this is a fantastic turn of events for Aptera, and I hope it leads to a production schedule that meets their expectations. As you may have guessed, I have thoroughly enjoyed the news coverage for Aptera recently. The press release stated, with 33 million raised through the Accelerator program, Aptera has secured the capital to fund its initial phases of production, marking a pivotal moment for the company. Funds raised through this program have and will continue to contribute to the procurement of low-volume tooling and the build-out of the company's first production intent vehicles, which will be used for testing and validation. So as you may have already guessed, to help spread the word, several local stations ran with the story, and a couple of them made it a point to interview the co-CEOs. There have even been several articles that went out shortly after the Accelerator program filled. I will put all of the ones that I noticed in the description, but there were many, like a ton of them. The news coverage was not only voluminous, because most people say that word wrong and it bugs me, so yeah, I gotta make sure to say it right, but overwhelmingly positive and well researched. I encourage you to check out those links after the video. This past week, the courts of Delaware decided that Elon Musk's pay package was too much and negated it. This was a fairly controversial move to many because the package was not only discussed by the board of directors and put to a vote by the shareholders, it was approved by both parties, and it seems the investors would have been the winners overall. Some of this information may be new to those who heard the story, but as I researched it, the court's decision made less and less sense. I encourage you all to check out a podcast from a fellow by the name of Farzad Misbahi, who I have mentioned before on this channel. He did a fantastic job of distilling not only the facts of the issue, but does so in a way that reinforces the possible implications of such a decision on the future of Delaware's economy should decisions like this become the norm. Alright, now for things I liked this week. AI Addict did a test drive and impressions of the Gamma vehicle, and did a great job distilling the best aspects of Aptera into a solid video. I encourage you all to check it out if you haven't already. Drive the Lightning did an interview with a gentleman by the name of Karl Bloss, who was at the EVA, Electric Vehicle Association meeting in the Aptera facility early this year. This interview was very cordial and in-depth, my favorite type of interview, and it's also linked below. They went over several interesting details of his time at the Aptera facility, and it's absolutely worth the watch. Aptera Owners Club put out footage of a very in-depth Q&A session at the Aptera facility. As of this recording, only one part is out, but if part 2 comes out, I will also post that link in the description as well. The last thing I like this week is Project Highland. Yes, I know it came out more than a week ago, and yes, I'm aware that others have reviewed it before this, but I wanted to talk specifically about Marquez Brownlee's review and why he is my favorite YouTuber. In general, I agree that 99% of what MKBHD says is something that I also agree with, which is not something I can say for too many other YouTubers, interestingly enough. His review of the Highland refresh of the Tesla Model 3 is no different. He and his team crafted a very fluid review, as usual, and reaffirmed why he's the best. The review was so good, in fact, that Business Insider ran a story on said interview. I couldn't help thinking throughout that interview that, man, I can't wait until he rides in the Aptera. Not necessarily because I believe that the Aptera will be better than the Model 3 refresh, but because the beta felt as good as the 2022 Model 3 that I drove up to Carlsbad from the airport, and I am hearing that the Gamma drives even better. I have a sneaking suspicion that the production Aptera is going to be like nothing on the road in most, if not all, of the aspects of what makes a vehicle good. So yeah, I believe that fact will make a believer out of Marquez, just like it has done for everyone else who has been fortunate enough, wow, to get behind the wheel of an Aptera or to ride in the passenger seat. Which is why the silver lining of him saying he's willing to ride in the Aptera was welcome news. Alrighty, so that will be the end of this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I guess I should mention before we get out of here that changes may be coming. Good changes, not bad changes. I'm trying to figure out ways to incorporate more content into my channel as time flows on. I have been reading and researching about a lot of different aspects of how to make a successful channel, and some of those things are things that I have been doing, and some of those things are things that I could actually integrate into my channel as it stands now. So yeah, you're going to see a few changes. I will tell you about the changes as they happen, just to make sure that you guys aren't like shocked or overwhelmed or something. I don't know. I know people are sometimes averse to change, and I'm going to make sure that the changes are not only better for you guys, but better for the channel overall. Yeah, on that note, we're going to go ahead and end things. We have still not come to a consensus about the accelerator slot. I know. You guys have already made very clear your thoughts on the matter. The survey was very conclusive, but we are still ironing out some stuff before I make an official decision. So, at any rate, thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Ninjaneer. If you like this video, please do the YouTubey things, and I'll catch you next time. Alright, hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to... restarting that one. Hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this news video. I am the Ninjaneer, and we're going to jump right in. The topics for today are as follows. The Accelerator Program is over! Local news is the best news. Oh my goodness. Lost my place.